Some players leave such a mark on a club that when they say goodbye, the whole world cries with them. And that's what we're going to see today, the most emotional goodbyes in football. We'll start with a farewell that even made rival fans emotional. When the scoreboard still showed 1-1, the coach called Son to be subbed off. As soon as the fourth referee raised the board, the entire stadium stood up.
Exiting the action. To give Heung-min Son his tributes.
It all happened in Seoul, South Korea, and even the rival players greeted the forward. From the bench, he tried not to cry, and the cameras caught every second of it.
His tributes.
It was 10 years at Tottenham, and he left after finally achieving his biggest dream at the club, lifting a trophy. Alexandro didn't want his last match to be just another game. On May 25, 2024, he got the perfect goodbye. He scored a goal, secured the win, and left the pitch to a standing ovation.
Not statistically, but at least in terms of awards. 9 years in the club, so many pieces of silverware for Alexandro. 327 appearances for the Bianconeri, the same number as Pavel Nedved.
On May 19, 2024, Thiago Silva played his final match for Chelsea in a win over Bournemouth. At the stadium, he was honored by the fans with giant banners showing his image, the Brazilian flag, and messages of thanks.
Thank you for your support and the incredible memories we've created during these 4 incredible years. My dream is to see my children to play one day for you,
On November 5, 2022, Gerrard Piqué, one of football's greatest defenders, ended his career on a historic night at Camp Nou. At 37 years old, Joe Hart hung up his gloves in style. His final game was the Scottish Cup final, where Celtic beat Rangers 1-0.
Now, he's going to have a go here. Butland spills it, and he scores!
He got to say goodbye to the fans in an amazing atmosphere, and as a champion.
One will perhaps feel sweeter than many of the others. A 117th major honour, Scottish Cup. Yet again.
Borussia Dortmund fans lived through one of those days they'll never forget. Marco Reus's farewell was a show of emotion, gratitude, and tribute to a player who defined an era for the German team. Right at the entrance, the fans showed how strong the bond was. A giant mosaic covered the stands. And when Reus was subbed off, a human corridor opened so he could leave the field with his head held high, like the legend he always was. On the pitch, he gave it everything one last time, scored a beautiful free kick goal.
It is Marco Reus. Oh, that is unbelievable!
And provided an assist.
Reus. That's enough!
But what got even more applause was what he did after. Reus went to the stands and bought a beer for every one of the 81,365 fans in the stadium. At Parc des Princes, Mbappe played his last match for PSG in a mix of celebration and emotion. The fans prepared a 3D mosaic in his honor. And the star repaid them with an early goal.
Goes around the goalkeeper.
Even though PSG lost 3-1 to Toulouse, the focus was all on his historic farewell. Sunday, May 19, 2024, was an epic farewell to Jurgen Klopp at Anfield. After 9 years and 8 titles, the German manager was moved by the chants, mosaics, and the anthem "You'll Never Walk Alone," echoing louder than ever.
Thank you, love, and I will never walk alone again. Thank you for that. You are the best people in the world. Thank you.
After that night, Milan would never be the same again. June 2023, Zlatan Ibrahimovic was about to do something no one thought they'd see: say goodbye to football. Milan prepared a huge mosaic with the word "Godbye," and the star tearfully thanked everyone.
Ultima ma più importante di tutti, dal mio cuore voglio ringraziare voi tifosi. Sarò milanista per tutta la vita.
At the Alliance Stadium on May 16, 2022, Paulo Dybala had an emotional farewell after 7 years with Juventus. Against Lazio, he was subbed off in the 78th minute and left the field in tears, applauded by the fans. The match ended 2-2 and also marked Chiellini's goodbye, making the night even more symbolic. At Anfield, Steven Gerrard had a farewell filled with emotion. Even with a 3-1 loss to Crystal Palace and no more Champions League hopes, the fans turned the day into a celebration of their captain. Franck Ribery officially retired in 2022 after knee pain ended his career at Salernitana. But his most emotional goodbye was back in 2019 with Bayern. Alongside Robben, he scored in the Bundesliga title win. He cried, was comforted by his teammates, and received huge affection from the crowd. The Etihad stopped to honor Kevin De Bruyne. Mosaics, masks, and even King Kev written on the pitch. The Belgian walked in with his kids and got endless applause. He even missed an easy goal, but nothing took away from the emotion of the day.
I think after 10 years it was about time that somebody let me talk a bit, and it's time to say goodbye. I'll be back, but we love you and see you soon.
Andres Iniesta said goodbye to Barcelona in 2018 after 22 years at the club. He cried, thanked the fans, and walked through a guard of honor while a big screen showed his best moments. And in Italy, one of the greatest farewells in football took place. Anyone who ever saw Pirlo play knows exactly what I'm talking about. On May 21st, 2018, at the San Siro, during the charity match Night of the Maestro, Pirlo said his final goodbye. The midfielder was cheered by 50,000 fans. Ryan Giggs said farewell to Manchester United in 2014, closing a 29-year chapter. He joined the club at 14, just a kid, and left as one of the biggest legends in Old Trafford's history.
I'd just like to say, keep supporting us. You've seen a little glimpse of the future, and this is what this club's about. We never stand still. We always give youth a chance, and we try and play attractive football. Sometimes we don't win, but we give it our all. So keep supporting us, and the good times will come back soon. Thank you.
Carl Puyol was one of Barcelona's greatest icons, but in 2014, after 15 years of dedication, he decided to hang up his boots. In his farewell interview, he thanked the fans, his teammates, and the medical staff.
Yo lo he dado todo por el Barcelona y por el fútbol, entonces me gustaría que se recordase eso, una persona que siempre lo dio todo por su club.
Javier Zanetti ended his career on May 10, 2014 at the San Siro as Inter beat Lazio 4-1. Cheered by fans, he promised to love the club forever.
Siete fantastici, meravigliosi, vi amo veramente. Grazie per avermi adottato, grazie mille. Tutta la società, tutti quelli che sono stati con me durante questi anni. Vi amo veramente, grazie.
Buffon, one of the greatest goalkeepers in football history, said goodbye to Juventus on May 19, 2018, after a 2-1 win over Verona. More than 40,000 fans gave him a standing ovation. Hugs, kisses, and tears marked his final walk off the pitch. He left the stadium carrying all the emotion and gratitude of a legendary career. On December 15, 2021, Sergio Aguero had to announce something devastating: his retirement from football due to a heart arrhythmia. Only 5 games for Barcelona, and it was all over. An absolute legend for Manchester City with 260 goals, Aguero couldn't hold back his tears while saying goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you for the fans to come here today. Thank you so much.
On May 25, 2024, Toni Kroos stepped onto the Santiago Bernabeu pitch for the last time as a player in a draw against Zé Roberto, one of Brazil's greats, ended his career with a friendly full of stars, including Seedorf and D'Alessandro. He was celebrated by fans and friends and closed his journey with a heartfelt speech, something he was always a master at.
Hoje para mim é noite de gratidão, apesar que um momento como esse, a qual eu tentei o máximo prolongar, mas eu sabia que um dia esse momento ele ia chegar. Eu vivi isso aqui intensamente. Futebol foi a minha vida. Jogando bola na rua descalço, eu sonhei um dia ser um jogador.
After winning the Copa America in 2024, Angel Di Maria said goodbye to the Argentina national team. Between tears and applause, he reflected on a journey of sacrifice, resilience, and love for his country. In 2015, Rogerio Ceni, known as the Eternal Mito, said goodbye to São Paulo after 25 years dedicated to the Brazilian club. This goalkeeper was far from ordinary. Besides being a great shot stopper, he was a goal scorer too, with over 100 career goals from free kicks and penalties. Morumbi Stadium hosted an unforgettable farewell party filled with legends. Francesco Totti said goodbye to Roma on May 28, 2017 at the Stadio Olimpico after a 3-2 win over Genoa with a decisive goal. He hugged his teammates and read a letter to the fans, moving everyone to tears.
«25 anni non si dimenticano così, con voi dietro le spalle che mi avete spinto nel bene e nel male, anche nei momenti difficili, soprattutto. E per questo voglio ringraziarvi a tutti quanti qua, anche se non è facile.
At 39 years old, Jesus Navas had an unforgettable farewell to football on December 23, 2024. At the Santiago Bernabeu, even with Sevilla's 4-2 loss to Real Madrid, the fullback was honored with a guard of honor, formed by players from both teams, and received a standing ovation from rival fans. Over 60,000 people filled the stadium just to watch Oliver Kahn play one last time. On September 2, 2008, the legendary Bayern goalkeeper had his farewell match against the German national team. The game ended 1-1, and at the 55th minute, the moment arrived. Kahn left the pitch to thunderous applause from every fan in the arena.
Triumphe und Tragödien. Und Paul Potts. Große, bewegende Momente hier in München. Es ist Zeit, Tschüss zu sagen.
The great Zinedine Zidane said goodbye to Real Madrid on May 7, 2006 at the Santiago Bernabeu in a 3-3 draw against Villarreal. In his last home match, he scored a goal and was cheered by fans and teammates. In the final minutes, Zidane was subbed off, receiving warm hugs and applause. Erling Haaland also said goodbye to Borussia Dortmund, scoring a penalty in a 2-1 win.
On his farewell appearance, he's 60.
He received tributes from both the fans and the club. And speaking of Dortmund farewells, we can't forget Mats Hummels. Back to Barcelona, Messi's farewell to the club in 2021 was full of tears and emotion. At a press conference in Camp Nou, the star cried as he explained he couldn't renew his contract because of the club's financial issues. Messi thanked everyone for 21 years of history, regretted not saying goodbye in front of a full stadium, and received tributes from hundreds of fans gathered outside Camp Nou. And Barcelona didn't stop saying goodbye to its legends. Luis Suarez also left the club in tears after 6 years and 13 trophies. In interviews, he avoided complaints and focused on the good moments he had at Camp Nou.
Muchísimos trofeos, muchísimos momentos malos también que quedan en el recuerdo. Quieras o no, hemos pasado momentos complicados con la sensación de que he cumplido, que estaba a las expectativas de lo que es estar en un club como el Barcelona.
In 2013, Neymar had his farewell from Santos, the club that revealed him to the world. In his last game before heading to Barcelona, the star couldn't hold back tears during the national anthem, realizing an era had come to an end. Thiago Alcantara announced his departure from Liverpool in May 2024. On the pitch, he was received by his teammates under applause. Do you remember Roberto Baggio? His farewell took place on May 16, 2004 at the San Siro. In the final minutes, coach Gianfranco Di Biasi subbed Baggio off. He left the field to loud applause and received a heartfelt hug from Paolo Maldini, his former national teammate.